79. And Joey Bart to drive to left field. Welcome back to the Berg. Joey Bart clears the deck. His first start as a Cardinal, Joey Bart hits one hard to center field, to the wall, and clear the deck.
To center field, Perkins, it is over his head.
Runner goes, throw down is strong, and he got him.
In theory, he's going to want to stay up on top of this, downwinding every one of these hogback ridges where all of these does will be bedding. This is a south-facing hill, right out on the end of these tips of where they like to bed. So, in theory, a buck that's looking for does, that's trying to efficiently, and again, we're talking about that 5, 6, 7-year-old deer, not, you know, or 8 even, you know, but 5+ type deer, sometimes 4, but they got to learn the trade. They learn the craft. They get more efficient as they get older. But essentially, there's all these does that are bedded off on all these little points. Well, how can he efficiently check all that, see what's in heat, what's not, what's, you know, what he's interested in? Essentially, he'll come up here in the morning after 8, 9 o'clock, once thermals gets going, any kind of south wind, all of this air is coming up to him. So he wants to seamlessly walk this downwind side of this cover coming up through here. Well, this hillside's what, 250, 300 yards deep. Well, if we come up over here, this is the hub. This is where every one of these trails going this way, and then once you get past this pinch point, they spans out again. But there's another ditch here and another ditch there, and you see our flag where I got the stand picked.
Right.
But so what's happening is this whole hillside, everyone, see these little points right here? They will bed all over the ends of all of those points. It's where they want to bed. So the buck that's looking for does that are bedding out here, he's traveling this downwind side of this, catching all of this into his nose. Well, this ditch is cutting him all the way to the top of the hill. So you could literally, every single deer that is traveling east-west here, going along this hillside, looking for does, doing whatever they're doing, they're shoved to the head of that ditch right there. And like I said, you see this trail going here, right up there, there's another one coming in. Close to that fence line, there's another one coming in. We come over here, and like I said, the moment we start getting away, there's that other trail coming in over here. But my point with the moment you get away from this ditch, the fan starts going out. Now, if you was even 40, 50, 60 yards over here, there are trails that you cannot cover. So what I'm looking for is a predictable way to get them inside bow range for you, to make you more effective when you're hunting. Could you kill him on that trail? Sure. Maybe that one, somewhere along there. But if you hunt where this God-given pinch pushes them all to right here, now all of a sudden, every single deer that's doing this is going to walk within bow range of you. The problem is, there was no tree.
There's no tree, I was about to say.
There was no tree for you. So I'm like, okay, and when Jake and I were here yesterday, I'm like walking out. Well, if I go this way, all of a sudden there gets to be timber here because we're on this inside corner. This is made from the heavens, I'm telling you right now. Because so essentially, right here with the southeast, southeast, and over there, you can even get into a southwest wind. But any kind of this southeast is perfect because, so southeast, any big buck coming through that timber essentially is going to want to be on this side of the timber, and essentially he'll wrap that. Then any deer coming from that way is going to get shoved here. So you're catching deer downwinding 2 different cover places in the same spot. So we're adding more trails that would come from around that in through here as well. So you're just collecting as many trails as you can to get you inside bow range. It just makes you more efficient is essentially what we're doing. And here's the thing. I don't have to punch into this timber at all. I can hunt him like a ghost. You can hunt that thing 10 times and not one deer will ever know that that's happened. And essentially the deal is we're using this structure, which it happens to split right there, so it shoves them up so they stay high. Every deer that gets crunched right here is staying above both of these ditches. Once they crest that, they start going down that ridge. Well, there they go.
Yeah, there they go.
A bunch of them going downhill right there.
3 of them there.
No, there's
about 7 or 8.
7 or 8.
Yeah.
They're gonna go right there, and then they take off running.
And that's the thing. That's what they're doing. I mean, and this right here kills every one of them.
Yeah.
Anyone you want to shoot happens right here. So we are picking spots. We're cherry picking points that makes you the most effective you can be. Is essentially what. Now, this could be good early season. I just wouldn't recommend it. I typically don't hunt mornings early season much until it gets that pre-rut. Once he starts moving about his area during daylight hours more often, looking for does, whatever. That's why I always say that October 25th or so through November 5th, kind of my favorite time to kill the deer I'm after. The deer I know, I guess, is where I'm headed with that. The deer that I know is the deer I've been getting trail cam pictures with nonstop, whatever. He's in and around here. Maybe I've seen him. Maybe I've seen him in the fields when I'm scouting or whatever might be the case. But that deer that lives here, he's here. And in early season, he's very frugal on his daylight movements, usually. And then as the testosterone level spikes, he starts daylighting a little bit more, looking a little bit more, stretching his leg a little bit more in his core. Well, that's the deer I'm keying in on. Now, right here, November 10th could be just as good as that other time, the earlier time. But the deer that you're, like if you're targeting a deer, the deer that's still home, that's my favorite time to kill him because he's still home, but the testosterone levels has got him to where he's moving during daylight more at home. The problem with November 10th and on, you might kill the 200 from 2 miles away.
Yeah.
But your deer that you've been knowing, that you've been getting all those pictures of, he might also be 2 miles away for several days because he is stretching his legs looking for a doe as well. So that's why I always say that October 25th to November 5th right in there is my favorite time to shoot the deer that I'm targeting, that I know, because he's starting to daylight. He's daylighting more often anyway, and stretching his legs while he daylights. I don't think any deer's nocturnal. I think all of them move around a little bit during daylight inside a particular core. Some are just, as the season goes on and the rut feeling starts to come, they're going to move around during daylight more often. These are the spots where we kill them. To do, essentially, is create ecosystems inside this. Its own, so let's say I got a pocket here that I want food source. I want to give him everything there. I want to make bedding for him. I want to make certain he's got water there. I want to make certain he's got meaningful food year round. All in this pocket up here. Then this one over here, I want another one. This one over here, I want another one. And this one over here, I want another one. That way, let's just say you get a mean cantankerous 4 or 5 year old that's 140 incher and he's running off your 180 or 90 7 or 8 year old. That happens all the time. We start laying, like if you want to put fruit trees, a lot of times I always say, listen, get 6 to 8 fruit trees in that gap right there. And I always put them just inside the corn or bean side on the grain side. So I'll give you apples. I'll get any deer here, if they want apples, not a problem. You just have to walk my gauntlet to get there.
Right.
That's all you got to do. You know, give them everything they want, but it has to mean, because I see a lot of times my clients, they're like, man, I got an apple orchard, it's right down there in the bottom, and I got 50 trees down it. Well, that's great, but now you've gave him a reason to stand up from his bed, go down there, stay in cover, loiter, eat all the apples he wants. You can't even hunt it. It's down in the bottom. You can't get to it, and you've gave him a reason to not come up to you during daylight hours. Is essentially, we up here up high, we can get to where we need to go without those deer off in these valleys ever knowing it. So where they're already coming up into here, they're just going to walk right out to really good green perennial food plot, and they want to go to the standing grain. They're also quartered into the wind. When they're coming into here, they come into this, they can hit this corner and be going right there, quartered into the wind, the whole way going to that. So it's going to give him the theory that he, it's going to give him all of the situations that he wants to come to that field. He has the tactical advantage doing it this way. It's right for you, but he thinks it's right for him.
Right.
Essentially, we will get him to do this a whole lot more during daylight. You know, if we sat there and we hunted that with a straight north or a northeast, where you're asking him to stand up out of this and walk with the wind hitting him in the back of the head, not happening.
Yeah.
The more west you get into that, the better off you are. It was an old dam of a pond. See where it's starting to lay up?
Yeah.
Right there, and it was right here, bam to bam. Well, this ditch has dug itself out to the point of where it washed out the pond. If it were me, and I've got the flag right over there, if it were me, I'd come off this, see where this trail is? Yeah. The moment you lift that up and dike this, across there, every deer in the world's crossing. A multitude of trails converging together, coming around again, the end of this ditch, and they're going point to point out there.
Yeah.
So they're coming around this cover area, they're coming around the end of this ditch. Every one of these trails are collected here, as well as all them coming from over there. Everything goes do-do-do-do-do. I would build them a nice little dam across this. You're going to give them a water source right here.
Yeah.
Your stand be right there. You can blow it anything with an east derivative right up there. You could easily be in that white oak right there. Using this pin oak, red oak right here is the pin oak. Using that pin oak as cover. So any deer coming across that, like I said, I'd just clean up that little path right there through all those little trees. They're already walking through it. They want to do it so bad they formed trails through all of it.
That rolls up right over there as far as you can see. When it turns back over and it rolls down in that bottom, that's what's going on. But you got to stay out of there, and we'll just suck them right up into here.
Suck them right in that green.
Yeah.
That tells me that is going to be just that much better.
Yeah.
I think
they're all there. That's why they call it the zoo. I mean, there'll be 30 turkeys, 30 deer. Like, you'll sit there and it's just
non-stop
animals. You know what I mean? Everywhere.
That's a fun hunt, though.
Yeah.
That's what I have a feeling that plot's going to be. And it's up high. We can have them bedded here. We can draw them up to us. We're in a lot safer. It's just everything's better.
Especially when you get to the back of that. When you get to the back of it, it's like there's just a giant funnel that just travels through there. Like,
I think this is going to be one
something
of the
that's like
best food
unhuntable,
plots that
you know,
we got.
unhuntable. But like, if you were to go in there for a day, like I would be like it hits the guy to the west of us, and that all ties in with the landowner. So basically, if we swing back up and cut back that way, we're here, the other guy's there. There's like this one corner where everything comes together, and then basically you just stay out of there and you just pull them right up to this food plot.
That's exactly
or if you slip in this stand.
100%. That's exactly how I think this lays out. And like I said, the more west we get in that blind up there, the better off you are, because it's going to make these deer, they're quartered into the wind, coming right into that green and right through that gap into the corn or beans, whatever you got in there. I think this is going to really, and again, all of that's in there. If you can slide into here, into the morning, dip up into your stand and catch all these deer coming to and from, downwinding all of this bedding area that's down here. If they leave that bedding area that we made over there to go through this point and down, because right here is a huge connection too. This finger goes down, then there's a fence row, or waterway.
Yeah.
All of them connect, come right here up this ridge, right up through here.
Yeah.
So that stand sets between all of that and all of that bedding up on that food too. It's in a perfect position. So, well, now I got a question. Are you claiming that that's one of your 8?
No.
How about
probably a stone cold killer though? I'll tell you what. You climb in there, you're gonna kill one.
Or get killed. How about that plastic thing that they cut a hole in around the corner?
Oh, did you see that one?
I did. I almost stopped and took a picture of it.
Yeah.
I'm going to start this little blog. It's like blinds of the consulting thing. It would be hilarious because there's some crazy stuff I've seen.
Oh yeah.
So we got another blind for sale. This one is the premium version. It comes equipped with a natty light, a quiver literally screwed to the wall, bow hanger, and a pimped seat. $500. Natural lights are free. He put some work in them. What is this? Roof coating. Oh, he had a hole. I don't know. I've seen many. This one might be the best. I got to be honest with you. Again, you guys can get a hold of us. You guys get a hold of us. $500. You can have that. Joey here. He's non-negotiable. That is a firm price on that one, I think. What do you think, Joe?
I don't know, man. With this standing corn it's on too, I might be able to sell you a hunt out of it.
Hey, do you think that hole there at the bottom is where we stick the barrel out of?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know how you open this thing.
Stick the barrel right out there.
Go. Yeah, stick it out there. Cut corn.
This is camp. Well, we're just finishing up a couple days. A lot of fun. A couple really nice guys. Killer farm. I think we got a pretty good plan laid out. And it's close enough. We're going to maybe see this one through to the end. Jake and I probably are going to be hands-on this one. A lot of promise on this farm. There's a lot of big hills, a lot of deep timbers, a lot of deep ditches, but they create really good funnels. So I think this farm's going to be set up to kill some deer. I think Tom's probably going to kill the bigger deer, from what I can tell. Joey seems like he'll shoot younger deer. I'm not sure.